December 16, 2018. Mysterious QAnon message from Air Force One solved with shocking U.S. Justice Department document release. An intriguing new Ministry of Defense mod report circulating in the Kremlin today, noting with growing concern the continued and unexplained silence being observed by U.S. Secretary of Defense James "Mad Dog" Mattis and the Pentagon, further states that the mystery of why an Air Force One flight carrying President Trump inexplicably changed its call sign to Q0 on 7 December was revealed during the dead of night on Friday 14 December when the U.S. Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General OIG released a document titled Report of Investigation Recovery of Text Messages from Certain FBI Mobile Devices. Note: holders of U.S. security clearances can view this document as all classified information in it has been redacted. Wherein Inspector General of the Department of Justice Michael E. Horowitz triumphantly proclaimed that his experts had recovered tens of thousands of text messages from the phones of disgraced and fired Trump coup plotters Peter Strzok and Lisa Page that special counsel Robert Mueller had previously ordered destroyed. According to this report, Air Force One is one of the most famous aircraft to ever take to the skies, as it's the to-go plane for U.S. presidents, but that is not an actual aircraft, rather a name coined as an air traffic control call sign for the president's two nearly identical planes when this American leader is aboard them that are perfect twins except for their tail fin numbers 28,000 and 29,000 and are Boeing VC-25A aircraft, which are specifically configured, highly customized Boeing 747-200B series aircraft. On 7 December, this report continues, President Trump departed Joint Base Andrews JBA, outside of Washington, D.C., aboard his presidential VC-25A aircraft en route to Kansas City, Missouri, where he delivered a speech to a national conference of law enforcement officials. But while this flight was nearing an altitude of nearly 26,000 feet over the state of West Virginia, saw it mysteriously changing its air traffic control call sign from AF-1 Air Force One to Q0, and that it continued using until it reached its destination, and whose intention for doing so, unmistakably, was a signal, reference to the secretive U.S. military intelligence organization known as QAnon, whom Russian intelligence analysts have identified as being led by Commander of All American Military Forces, General Mark Milley. Initial mod intelligence analysis of why Air Force One changed its air traffic call sign to Q0 on 7 December, this report explains, shows a consensus belief that the letter Q was a direct reference message to QAnon, with the number 0 designating that some type of countdown had begun, and whose starting point was day 0. An analysis confirmed barely 24 hours later, on 8 December, when U.S. military warplanes flooded the night skies of America, and again, on 10 December, when a U.S. military aircraft designated to transport high-value prisoners performed a night combat maneuver to disappear itself from radar, tracking all actions the Security Council had previously identified this past week as being indicators that President Trump is preparing to declare a national emergency and impose martial law on the United States. Nearly a full year before the 2016 U.S. presidential election that saw him being shockingly swept into power, this report details, then New York City multi-billionaire real estate oligarch Donald Trump began sending out an avalanche of tweets describing the United States as nearing rebellion and civil war, and whose reason for doing so became evident after the veteran American investigative reporter and best-selling author Drive. Jerome Corsi revealed that a group of generals told him that Trump had been recruited by a mysterious and secretive U.S. military intelligence unit called QAnon to run in the 2016 presidential election to help them remove from power corrupt deep state officials. Fighting back against President Trump once he took power, however, this report notes, deep state leader Hillary Clinton began a coup against him using a fabricated document called the Russia-Trump dossier, whose creator, British MI6 operative Christopher Steele, just admitted under oath in a British court that he was paid by Clinton to make up these lies so she could use them as a means to contest her election loss to Trump. Despite the Russia-Trump dossier being known, and now conclusively proven, to not even be worth the paper it was written on. This report continues, nevertheless, it was the weapon the deep state gave to special counsel Robert Mueller to begin the coup against President Trump, and whose outrageous use of against General Michael Flynn in particular, saw this past week the nationally recognized top American legal scholar Jonathan Turley horrifically describing Mueller's actions against Flynn as it was a canned hunt. They put him in a cage and shot him. Refusing to be caged and shot by special counsel Mueller, though, this report says, is Inspector General Horowitz, who after this past Friday evening's near-totally redacted release by the FBI of the document used to brief Trump on the made-up Hillary Clinton-Christopher Steele dossier, countered by releasing his barely redacted official document titled Report of Investigation Recovery of Text Messages from Certain FBI Mobile Devices. In this scathing document, this report concludes, Inspector General Horowitz exhaustively details how Special Counsel Mueller ordered the destruction of tens of thousands text messages sent from the phone of FBI counterintelligence chief Peter Strzok, and disappeared the phone of top FBI lawyer Lisa Page so her text messages could never be found and read, both of whom are now known as the FBI lovebirds, whose text messages between each other lay bare nearly the entire deep state coup plot against President Trump, but all of whose text messages Mueller tried to destroy and hide in order to keep his witch hunt against Trump alive. Horowitz had his experts retrieve some, the most important of them being the thousands of text messages sent by Page to Strzok that Horowitz didn't gain possession of until September 2018. That mod experts estimate would have taken Horowitz about 2-3 months to fully document, categorize and analyze, or put more simply, around the early part of December 2018, the exact time that Air Force One changed its air traffic control sign to Q0.